think you're fucking with, I'm the fucking boss. 745, white on white, that's fucking boss. I cut them wide, I cut them long, I cut them fat. I keep them coming back, we keep them coming back. I'm in the distribution, I'm like that man. I got the motherfuckers.
Hello, Pax. All right, we're gonna make a comic strip. Well, I can't promise that. This is from last year. Let's just do it again. Right. Start writing. Yeah, they can read that. Actually, it's not up on the side. Oh, there we go. No, you don't need to. I'll handle the art. I'm going to give you tips. Just write the dialogue. Listen, this is going to be tough for me to get done in an hour and a half. I need you to pick it up. All right? Seriously, it's a big strip. I need to start drawing. These are all true fears, actually. Gabe will be enclosed in his own special Poke-mobile at this point. Poke-mobile.
Shoot 'em all.
All right, hit him with the punchline. Oh, come on, man. Really? In front of everybody? Yeah, that was the problem. This is what I have to deal with. Come on. Also a real concern. Come on. So close. All right, thank you.
Close your tag.
Oh. Close the tech. Oh no, sorry, nope. No, I won't do it. No, you understand, that's PAML. And PAML is formulated in an entirely unique fashion. The fashion changes from day to day. Now we have microphones in our classic scenario. While my associate, Gabriel, entertains you with his artistic stylings, I will answer your questions and occasionally direct you toward him. It should be pretty fun. I'm hoping it will be. I feel good about it. Do we have lights that can reveal the question people? Oh, that feels really good. To command photons in that way. Sir, can I help you?
What was the favorite for you, Jerry? Favorite word you've ever included in a comic strip or would like to include? And Mike, what was the favorite drawing you put in, picture, or would like to include? Like over the years from previous comics, anything that
Favorite word? You know what you're getting into here?
Yes.
I think my favorite drawing is probably the most recent one that I did of the real Jerry and Mike. It's super fun.
But people thought that it was like a caricature, but in your mind, that's actually how we look.
Right? True. Yeah.
And you know, I have a soft spot for the vas deferens, which is itself a soft spot. So there's a nested irony. But I'm glad to say that next Wednesday's comic features the vas deferens almost exclusively. It's just a big old vas deferens. No, it's about it. You'll get it. It's fun. You'll like it.
Thank you.
Oh, you guys can't see my drawing.
Oh, the drawing is where it's at.
What the hell am I doing up here? I'm not starting. I'm practically done.
There'll be a revelation phase. You'll really appreciate it.
I'm in the color phase right now. Oh, I lied. I just started.
I'm working fast. Hey there.
I need you guys to help settle a discussion my husband and I have been having. I just found out that I'm pregnant, and my due date is November 5th. If you know your British history or ever saw V for Vendetta, that's Guy Fawkes Day.
Remember.
I want to name the child Guy if it's a male and actually born on the due date. My husband thinks that that's a bad choice.
I think it's a rad choice. And he doesn't get to say anyway, so he can make suggestions. All right, this is like him. He can put them into the suggestion box, and then you can take the suggestion box and put it in the garbage. Not me? All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Yes.
We played Apples to Apples in 2010. Thank you very much for signing those 2 cards for me, and I'll get to explain to all my friends every time we play what Seminex is and what subcultural means.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like me.
Yes.
That sounds like a card I would have made.
Yes. All right. Well, I had a question.
Fire away.
The Rents Like Precipice, particularly the 3rd episode, when you originally were writing it without the intent of it ever actually becoming a game.
Yeah, just the story stuff that was on the site.
I intentionally didn't read it because I had a feeling that it might actually come back someday.
What a vote of confidence.
I know, right?
Thank you.
But since you already documented proof of your ability to resurrect dead franchises, I want you to bring back Firefly.
It's probably just a couple million, right? I mean,
Yeah. 1 to 2 million.
Is that what's standing in the way?
I don't know, something like that.
Some gold? If it's just gold.
Start a Kickstarter.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? It seems like especially with what we've seen via Kickstarter recently, right? And then the fact that people can join together and literally change game content that is on the disc. I feel like the democratization of media is not like a futuristic sci-fi, thing. I feel like that's pretty much here. All you need is those people to rally behind. And I think that Nathan Fillion keeps hinting and joking about this kind of stuff. Eventually it's not going to be a joke. You won't need me to do it. Eventually it's not going to be a joke. You're just going to read about it on the tweets. You know what I mean? That was my idea.
Thank you. Two quick questions. First, on the topic of musical guests, is there any plan or any dialogue to bring Anamanaguchi back to PAX?
All we need is to hear what you want.
All right.
I really like them, and they're really cool. Like I miss seeing them backstage. Purely platonic scenario.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm talking about?
Sure.
We're just hanging out.
Okay.
If something happens later, I mean, whatever. I'm building that relationship. How can I help you?
And then the other thing is, last year you so generously molested my arm while signing my 12th anniversary book, but I never got Mike to sign.
That's
interrupt him.
Sort of doing something, man.
I can sign something that looks like Gabriel's.
We'll be signing tomorrow.
Okay, I'll come and bring mine in. But thank you guys.
No spending. Yeah.
First off, you guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I'm an East Coaster. I've lived on the East Coast all my life, but I'm planning on moving to Seattle within the next year. And
Dude,
yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I visited and I love it. Do you, as native Washington Staters and as Seattleites, or whatever they call people from Seattle?
I think that's it, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. Do you have any advice, any suggestions, any Seattle things?
I can tell you where to eat.
Fair enough.
Well, my advice would be don't use an umbrella. That's how we know you're not from Seattle.
Just take it. You know what I mean? With a resolution and maybe even a wry grin. You know what I mean? You are the master of the environment. But yeah, I mean, there's lots to eat and lots to do and lots of cool stuff. And the thing that I would tell you is that once you live there for a while, like, don't forget to do the tourist stuff, because we actually have tourist stuff that is really rad. And it's like, I didn't go to Pike's Place Market for years because I thought it was like a tourist thing, but it turns out that tourists go there for a reason. They go there because of how cool it is. So when you move there, don't forget being new. After you've been there for a while, don't forget that part and continue to explore it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
That's what.
Hi, I've always been a really big fan of your writing, and I just was wondering what inspirations you drawn from your posts on the website and also on other writing that you do on the site as well.
Well, so I was talking to somebody about this before. So the knob, imagine if you will a knob that's on my left hand on the back. And I can adjust this knob to get the right mix of two things. And that's Mark Twain on one side and H.P. Lovecraft on the other side. So, because they're both, but they actually have a lot in common. They have different subject matter, obviously. But when you turn that dial, they're both pretty wordy, right? They both take pleasure in language just as a basic element. Like before the writing happens, they like it, they want to do it, they play with words. And that's the thing I try to keep no matter where that polarity's at. I think that words are fun and I like to collect them and use them.
Also, one quick question. Where the hell does Robert come up with those crazy interview questions that he comes up with, and are we going to be able to see more of them?
Crazy interview questions?
So like when we hire somebody new.
Oh, he's a bastard. He's cruel and mean. We could never get hired at Penny Arcade. Like
we wouldn't survive the first round.
We got grandfathered in. I'd be there about 5 minutes as soon as the abuse began, and I would say, well, you know what? Maybe there is a fast food position. Did anybody see his Q&A? Was it? I didn't have a chance to go. Was it entertaining then? I heard some applause. Okay. We've been telling you to do that for about a decade, so. All right, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Hi. It's my third year here.
Welcome.
Okay, thanks. Thank you for coming on the East Coast.
I like it here.
I've been coming here every year with my friend Ben, who could not make it this year because of his college finals. So I've got 2 questions and you can answer them together. The first one is if you can give a shout to Ben.
Hey, Ben.
The second question is, what is the swear word of this year's speech?
Oh, we know.
And because yesterday at the Q&A nobody asked the question, and if you can use it with Ben in it. I'm a bastard too.
I had one that I've been using, but maybe it's not official. Well, hold on a second. I had the other one. It's slut horse.
It's pussy crumbs.
Okay, you can choose which one you want to use. We're not going to decide. Pussy crumbs or slut horse. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying in your daily use, in your daily language. Take it. I was saying that Ben is a slut horse who is
Hooked on pussy crumbs.
no problem.
Alright, so there's something I've been wondering about the,
Yeah.
Well, it implies a dryness.
Alright.
Draw that!
Alright, so
A crumbliness.
I'll wait for you guys.
A desiccation. Right.
So when I have Penny Arcade open on my browser, I'll look at the tab. There's this little, looks like a little pig face icon.
Oh, sure.
I tried Googling it. I don't know what it is. It seems like something should be obvious.
No, I made that fav icon like when fav icons came out a long time ago because I thought that fav icons were the best.
Is it actually a pig?
Is it this face?
Oh yeah, that's it.
It's a
That's
wombat.
a wombat.
Alright, what does it have to do?
We decided a long time ago that we really wanted to have a wombat in this script. But we couldn't figure out how to communicate the richness of a true wombat. So it was reduced to an icon on Kara's shirt. I felt like at that point, as writers, we weren't skilled enough to communicate the wholeness of the wombat. And so we reduced it. But I mean,
Is it something you're keeping in the box? Like you're just gonna, one day?
oh yeah, exactly. It's like when all this Penny Arcade stuff is over, I'm gonna get back to what I really crave.
Thank you.
Number one, thank you guys. You guys do amazing work.
Thank you.
A lot of, we know how you create the strip.
It's true.
We don't know, how do you go about creating the trenches with Scott Kurtz? Is it very similar to this? You all just sit in a room and just...
There was actually a PATV episode for that.
Yeah, we did one. We did an episode of the show specifically about that, like the way that writing process works, and it is different. Like as soon as you have 3 people in a room, it becomes very difficult to talk about any one thing. That's been my experience. The focus sort of goes away, but generally speaking, that's okay.
Scott is also the great derailer.
Yeah, he has things that he wants to talk about.
Hey, can I ask one simple request? Can we get the watch on the 3rd panel on the hand as it's coming down the glass?
Ooh.
Done. Yeah.
You gotta give the people what they want.
Hey guys,
Sir.
2 quick things, well, 1 quick thing. It's been a really long time since I've seen any different hoodies from you guys as far as apparel goes. You've had the zip up with all the text on the back for quite a long time.
Sure.
And prior to that...
There's the fruit one that Erica made where when you zip it up, the fruit fucker and the orange high five.
I missed that, okay.
No, I thought it was pretty funny.
So the only other thing I've seen is...
She's very proud of it.
From the dark days back when there was a Penny Arcade, you wouldn't get it.
Oh, sure. So you think that we should increase hoodie production?
I would love to.
In Q3.
Yes.
I'll let them know that you want more.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's easy.
The other thing I was going to ask is I started working at a local gaming shop, and I've been thinking about Child's Play, and after you talked about the expansion of Child's Play yesterday, is there any recommendations you can make towards me being able to get my store and my community more involved, like running, you talked about War Machine yesterday, like running a War Machine Child's Play tournament, or any suggestions for that kind of
there's
thing?
lots of, especially War Machine, like War Machine's hooked in pretty, like, charitably, like that's definitely something that Privateer likes to support. But as far as any specifics like that, anytime you're curious about something about Child's Play, like we hired someone specifically to make sure you had someone to talk to all the time about that kind of stuff. So between Kristen and Jamie, like I promise you that they can satisfy any question you have.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. No, I mean they're rad, and they'll make sure that all the details are, all the switches are flipped on that stuff.
All right, great. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, man.
That guy stole my question.
Think quick.
What's going on?
What's up?
That's all.
Okay.
Hey, I was at the Q&A, the Q&A last night at midnight.
Hot stuff?
Yeah, it was good. I dragged my girlfriend there, and while we were there, her car was broken into, and my iPad was stolen. So the question is...
We're not responsible.
Do I... Is Q responsible?
Yes.
The question is, am I obligated to help fix the broken window, or pay to fix the broken window, or can I start saving for a new iPad?
I feel...
If this affects the answer, she is not in this.
I feel... As soon as you delineated the two prospects, I just felt like a block of ice in my heart. You can't make me hold the sword.
I don't want to hold it either, man.
Oh, man. I would just run. I would just run down the stairs and go out the front and just run until you can't run anymore. That's it for you.
It's been good.
Okay.
I think we've made progress.
Godspeed.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. I was here yesterday at the Q&A, and I'm glad to see neither of you slipped into sugar cones from all the whoopie pies we gave you.
No, we're okay. We're safe.
I was wondering a couple of things. First of all, Jerry,
Fire away.
in Doctor Who, who's your first doctor?
Well, I mean, when I was a kid, when you're a kid, like, you don't really know actor names. And so when I was a kid, I think now it was Tom Baker. It was on PBS, right? You see him on PBS, and it's like, now I know that it's Tom Baker. When I was a kid, I didn't know it was Tom Baker. And then I got back into it with Eccleston, and I actually really liked Eccleston. We didn't get enough Eccleston.
No, he was stuck.
My favorite doctor, I think, is actually Stephen Moffat. At the end of the day, eventually he's just going to make a whole show about him and how rad he is. So.
Yeah, he's already working on it.
Yeah.
And Mike, where exactly do you harvest your textures from?
I Google free texture, and then just sort of matching them together. There's so many resources for free textures out there that you can just grab. A lot of it is if you do search for, like, I'm trying to think of the good keywords. You know what a great one is? Faux finish. So people will redo their house, right? And one of the things they do is they put this faux finish texture on their wall with, like, a comb or something, and then they want to take pictures of their awesome wall. And that is a great texture. And so you grab that, remove the color, turn it into grayscale, adjust the brightness and contrast until you get it where you want it, and it's just a really nice sort of brush-like texture.
Oh, also, we noticed nobody else has been inviting this year to games, but we found a really fun one called Fiasco.
Fiasco's awesome.
Yeah, we want to know if either of you would be in the tabletop gaming.
I'll be in tabletop after this. I'm looking to play games, so.
Sweet, you should come and find us and we'll go play Fiasco.
Fiasco. Got it.
It's pretty hot. Did you play a lot of indie games? A lot of those indie RPGs? Or you just stumbled on it?
This is just what I do. I come here and I like to find new games and card games and pen and paper. Like the Doctor Who role-playing game I didn't know existed until we showed up here. I think the first packs. One of our nerd herd found it, bought it.
This is a pretty strong suggestion for anybody. If you haven't spent time in tabletop at East is pretty much its own convention. So, yeah. Thanks.
Thanks.
Just want to say thanks. You guys are hilarious. I always appreciate your humor. But I have two things for you guys. One short story and perhaps a request. My wife, I'm married. I have a gamer wife. She's sadly not here. She's more a little casual gamer and can't quite convince her to come. But, you know, Bejeweled, Plants vs. Zombies.
Yeah.
Somehow managed to sneak in World of Warcraft as an anniversary person and didn't die.
So, nice.
There was, we were talking the other day, and we were talking about, like, you know, the important things like, you know, mortgages and children and why she eats pickles right out of the jar. And she said the sweetest thing I've ever heard from her. So she goes, honey? No, I'm not doing that dishes, honey. No, but she really said honey, and I said, yes? When is Diablo 3 coming out? And so that's the story. But the real request that I had was, I know we have like a college humor panel and stuff like that, but how about like a comedian, like you know, a stand-up comedian, like on like one of the music nights or something like that. You know what I mean?
That's a super cool idea. It's, you know, it's finding the right comedian, because we've certainly had requests from comedians, and they have sent us reels. And I think that it is actually very difficult to do humor that is geeky without pandering. Like, and sort of, you can feel it on your neck. You know what I mean? When someone is like, they're telling you the thing that they think that you want to hear, as opposed to something you both just believe or refers to the actual truths of your life.
Sure.
You know when you're being manipulated, and you don't like it. And that is the opposite of laughing at jokes, right? Yeah. And so a lot of times when they'll send us in a video, frankly, I'm totally open to it, but we haven't seen the right comic yet.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right. Keep your eye on that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Hi. So this is my second PAX. I was going to ask you about PAX Swearword, but the slut horse took it.
All right. I think it's a keeper.
Oh yeah, I like it. I think pussy crumb might be better as an adjective or adverb.
As a medic, maybe.
Like a pussy crumbing slut horse.
Or salad topping. Salad tong? Topping. Like blue cheese there. I love that noise. I think that I like, better than a laugh.
But actually, when someone brought up the subject of you guys being able to resurrect dead franchises, at the keynote speech yesterday, I did can you get Jordan Mechner to publish Death Bounce?
Well, it sounds like he has every intention of tracking down that source code and putting it on the site. I mean, I think especially after this, I suspect Death Bounce will be a thing. It'll be Death Bounce on iOS. It'll be it'll be a revolution.
We can only hope.
Thank you.
Hey there, Louvel Bowen, first-time enforcer. Just wanted to give a quick shout-out to my fellow enforcers, my new family, pretty much.
Absolutely.
I was going to do the slut horse thing too, so have you guys read George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones or watched it or anything like that?
I have read the first 2 books, and I'm watching the show.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I read the first book, and I loved it. Like, I was swept away. Except for some of its grotesque descriptions of food. Truly grotesque, like borderline or like porn descriptions of onion and beef juice running down a woman's arm and onto her dress.